Today we are going to be going over a Wispy Pixie cut. Let's go through the sectioning of this cut. Basically, the way that I like to work the haircuts is go a little bit beyond the apex. So the apex is that high point of the head, and then go right down to about that high crown area. And I draw that line all the way back to behind the ear. The reason I go behind the ear is if you look at this and think of it as a line, all this density in the haircut is all the same. So from this point to this point, you've got your straight line down and in the same density. If I were to go to the apex and go down to the ear, now I've got a split section of density. So I've got this much density here, and then it drops to this much. So when I'm holding that in my hand, I need to be aware of it as I'm cutting. Now, as we're cutting this pixie cut, we're gonna be working rounded sections back. And then the way that we're gonna make this wispy is leaving out some of that fringe area. And we're gonna do a mixture of scissor cutting and razor cutting. So that's the goal with this haircut. The way that we're gonna make it wispy is through razor cutting and scissor cutting. The sectioning in the back here, you can see I took a triangle out of the crown area. The reason I chose a triangle was basically to already create that diagonal back parting. So when I'm working on the head shape, I'm just following that diagonal back, and then we'll cut that triangle, most likely with a razor at the end of the cut. And then right here in the front and the sides, we create this U shape right at the parietal ridge across, and that sections off the top and the bottom. So looking at each round part of the head is how we create that sectioning through. All right, I'm gonna take my first section here, and we're gonna work horizontal partings through. And one thing I like to do when cutting a pixie cut, especially something I want to be a little more fringy. So the round of the head sits like this. So if I take this whole section up into my hand like this, what's happening is the round of the head that moves kind of away right here gets a little bit longer in my fingers. So if I cut a straight line across here, the shortest point is right in the middle. Now that's okay. I do want a little bit longer hair going towards the face, but I don't necessarily want that going towards the back. So what I'll do, haul this hair up. Now I'm gonna be over directing. So when you look at it from this angle, right, you can see how much I'm scooping up this hair and getting my fingers basically at the level of the parietal ridge. So that over direction is gonna push length towards the bottom. So here, scoop it up. I'm gonna come across, cut my line. Here. When I comb this down, you can see how it gets wispier and fringy around the ear. I'm gonna leave that because I'm gonna do a little bit of razor cutting to detail that, but we'll move into the back portion of the haircut here. So that's a simple way to get a layered effect and then wispier. So now I'm gonna connect these 2 points. The goal here is to just have elevation, right? So I don't want to comb down into the hair like this and cut it because I'll get a shelf. I want to make sure I elevate this section, but I'm really just creating my guideline. So following that triangle back. And I'm not worried about the rest of the hair at this point. So here, cutting with this diagonal line. See how that just starts to flow backwards. That line over. We're gonna do basically what we did right here, but I'm going to lift all of this hair up to where I just cut. utilizing that stationary guide. And that does basically create the same thing. So layered effect, and then that nice wispy look around the edges. So we're building a really nice shape in this cut. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side here. My finger angle shouldn't go around the head shape because I want to have a little extra length towards the front. There's that. Now we create our guide following this diagonal line here, folding over, keep that elevation. And you'll actually start to see these 2 points right here, the one from the other side, they'll start to connect. So coming in here, you'll just connect those 2 points. Now, like the opposite side, scoop it all up. Take more wispy. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blow dry this, and then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of razor cutting, because the razor cutting will just soften all these areas around the head shape. So my guide is basically getting pulled up to the parting that we created throughout the entire shape here. A lot of what I'm gonna do is kind of freehand work around this, around all the edges here. Because a lot of times in hair cutting, for me, it's not about the hair that you cut, it's about the hair that you leave on. So all this fringy kind of look can really personalize this cut to the person. So we'll just go through. And there's a lot more density here, but I really like this extra length, this little mullety look. So I'm gonna be gentle with how I cut it off. Like with the Evo razor, it has this little part for your fingers right here where you can pinch it. So if you don't like using like the full length of the razor, or you like to just get in tight to a spot, we designed it to have that little pinch spot in it. All right, I'm gonna let out this top. I wanna work that into it. Also one. Basically, if you look at the head, I'm gonna work just like this, vertical sections through the top. And I wanna stay consistent with my traveling guide. So it'll be like here, all the way across, just like that. And everything will come. So if I move to section 2, it'll come back to 1, 3 to 2, 4 to 3, and so on. And my guide for this is really just coming based on the length I want the top to be. So we'll go just like this. Here is my top length. I'm gonna follow the round of the head. So as the forehead kind of bends down, so will my finger angle. Give me nice uniform 90-degree layers. Push section 1 over to section 2. The same thing, push in section 2, over to section 3. Now here's where I want to connect the top and the sides. So cut those layers. And now I'm just going to take the edge, section 3, and blend it into the sides here. You'll see just a little last little bit I'll bring back to me. And now we've got a nice blended. You always want to be pulling the guide to the new hair when you're traveling. So I would never want to comb the new hair up and over to it unless I wanted to get a little extra length on that new hair. But for the most part, when you're trying to keep a consistent section, you want to make sure you're always combing on both sides of the head the same direction. So if I'm here, I'm pushing the guide towards the new hair, and here, pulling the guide towards the new hair. All of it's coming off to either this side or this side. And then to cut our crown area, this little triangle, this last little triangle here, I'm going to just cut it vertically. This also could be where there'd be a little cowlick area, so you have to take that into consideration as well. That's why I like to just focus on this section last. I'm going to work vertical, but across the head just like this until I get to that side. So where we had that division point at the beginning, directly behind the ear, we'll basically run out of hair at that point. So I just want to work around the head shape that way, pivot, and also build up a little weight in this crown as well. So here, you can see my guide underneath. Straight up from the head, get your guide. I'll work that short along. And I want to keep this parallel to the wall, because what that'll do is build up weight in that crown area and give a nice natural shape through the haircut as well. You don't want to round this off because then it'll collapse the whole shape. All right, so now I'm gonna blow dry the overall look, and then we'll do some dry cutting, texturizing to finalize. So for texturizing, I'm gonna use the FSE Blend 40 Elite. See the wide teeth on this guy. The thing I like about the Blend 40 is that the blade is on the back side, so point cutting is really simple with this texturizing scissor. So I'll come through here and you can see that it does remove 40% of the hair as I cut, so you don't have to cut too many times to actually really make a difference and add that texture in. What this really does, it just softens the edges. You don't want to change too much of the shape of the haircut, so you can see that that line stays in there, but you just go through and soften the line, so when the hair falls, it falls a lot softer. So for the majority of the cut, I used a 5-inch. Well, 5-inch and 5.5. So I have my FSE Precision Elite. This is a 5-inch. You can see a much smaller blade. And then this is my Mizutani scissor, which is 5.5-inch. This is a special edition though, you can't really get this one. And then the Blend 40 Elite is a 6-inch scissor. That only comes in 6-inch. Here's what I like about this cut. First off, it kind of has all the elements of what it's lived in, so it's easy. It has the texture, has kind of a shag feel to it. Not hard to style. As long as your client has a little bit of wave and movement to their hair, But also doing all these texturizing techniques can really bring out a nice wave in somebody's hair as well. The crown area that we cut, and we did that parallel to the wall, you could see how that buildup of weight happened right here and how it gives it that nice shape and then collapses in and becomes wispy. Bringing everything up to that line that we created at the beginning, all that did was basically create a concave kind of effect in the layering. So the layering is the most at that line, and then it just completely, well, the layering is the most towards the end. So you get the softest feel, and it pushes all that length to the bottom. And then when in with that Evo razor, you really can shatter it up and create the texture. So has kind of that octopus feel to it, has that shag feel to it, all the different trendy things that are going on, but a short haircut that I think any of your short hair clients would enjoy. And obviously you can do anything that you want, but the fringe area too, cutting that with the round of the head as opposed to cutting it flat on top, pushed less length towards the front and made it much softer. So that's how you get that kind of layered effect.